Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience. And this is episode number 31. It's hard to believe I've been doing this since April. It's just exciting. It really is. So a few things to talk about today. Christmas, 2 weeks from today. Christmas can be great and Christmas can be hard. So we're going to talk about different things about Christmas, the new year, and a little project I want to show you guys. So we're going to start by, let's see, I'm going to pull a card because you know that's just what I do every time, is we pull a card. I've got to get a message. So let's go. Let's see. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Here we go. Boom. Okay. Trust. Trust. So what does that mean for you guys? It's telling you that this situation requires that you trust the process, trust your angels, trust in everything, have faith, okay? And why? Because I'm going to tell you, 2 cards fell out. One is passion, which means, what is your passion, okay? Trust in the process, trust that everything is going to work out. And one of the things we always want to work out is the holidays, right? Because we love the holidays. Our passion is the holidays. We love it. But what happens is we get stuck in this mindset of like, oh my God, so-and-so is going to be here. They don't get along with this one. That one doesn't get along with that one. Hopefully this one doesn't start any trouble. And on and on and on. And for the most part, I'm praying that not many people have that issue. But there are those that do. And then, of course, when you're married, it's whose family do you go to and when, right? So you have her family, his family, or hers and hers, his and his. And it's like, okay, we have my parents to go to, we have your parents to go to, but like maybe one of them has divorced parents. So then it's to the moms, to the dads, to the wherever. And it's like, oh my God. And then this one's upset because you're not going here. And right? It gets crazy. So what do you want? What would make your heart happy for Christmas, right? Of course, we want to make everybody happy, but it's hard to do that. We first and foremost have to make ourselves happy. And it's like, okay, what is in our best interest to do for Christmas, okay? Is it go to your parents on Christmas Eve, mine on Christmas Day, or maybe it's like, maybe we can get 2 done on Christmas Eve or maybe 2 done on Christmas Day, whatever it is, But again, don't stretch yourself so thin that it's more anxiety and stress than Christmas, right? That's just not a good thing. And, and sometimes, you just have to look at it like, I understand like my kids, one of my daughters, of course, is engaged. And I know that, he's got a mom and dad who are divorced. So it's going to be a separation of coming to see me, coming to see his mom, going to see his dad. And I have to understand that that's part of the process. And we're going to have to do the best we can. And I'm a very easygoing person. So should the problem arise one year where I don't get my daughter on Christmas, it's okay. Because you know what? You have the weekend, usually a weekend in between Christmas and New Year's. We also have New Year's. There's plenty of time to get together, So I'd rather be able to see her when I can see her and not see her at all. So, and I know with my other kids, the same thing's going to arise at some point. They're going to have their significant other that they have to share the time with, So it's patience, it's understanding, it's love. Yes, we all want it on Christmas Day or on Christmas Eve, and sometimes it's not going to work that way. And this is where you kind of have to, I just trust and believe that we will get together. And it's like having a 3rd Christmas or a 4th Christmas for some people, right? Because, you go to one house and then you go to the other house, but then since they're divorced, you go to the other house. And it's like having Christmas 3 times, 4 times, whatever it may be. So Christmas just never stops. It's like people say it's my birthday month versus my birthday. So just enjoy it as it comes along, don't freak out over it. Another thing that I want to really bring up is, this card also fell out, which is free yourself. Free yourself from the craziness, okay? It's time to take back control of your life, meaning Christmas presents. okay? By all means, I'm all for the Christmas presents if that's what you do. But if you are in a position this year where it's just not feasible for you to spend this money, then don't do it. Don't do it. It's okay. Stop feeling guilty. If you say, hey, you know what? Things are a little tight this year. I'm not going to buy Christmas presents. Okay? Maybe I'll bake you some cookies. That's just as good, right? I mean, that's me. Ask anybody who knows me. I'm the Christmas crack lady. Every year for the past, probably 10 years now, I have been making Christmas crack. And everybody's like, you're making Christmas crack this year, right? I'm like, yes. But that's what I do. I make Christmas crack and I give it to everybody. That's part of a gift. In all honesty, my kids and I, we stopped last year not buying presents. I think we did a Secret Santa last year. This year we're going away, for a vacation, all of us. And so we decided no Christmas presents. This is our Christmas present. We're all going on vacation together for Christmas. So, it doesn't have to be, I spend 50 on you, you spend 50 on me. I don't have it, but I'm going to spend it anyway. Don't do that. If you can do nothing, bake some cookies. I don't care. Whatever it is. The holiday is not about the gifts. It's about being together, remembering the reason for the season, as they say. It's about love. It's about new beginnings. It's about peace and tranquility and harmony and, as they say, peace on earth, right? That's what it's about. It's about being with your family, being with those you love. That's what it's all about, right? It's about, I'm not a religious person by any means, but it is a holiday that's based on the birth of Jesus and why he was here. He was here to bring peace on earth. He was here to spread the word of love, So that's what the season is about. You know what I mean? So why do we go drive ourselves crazy, go shopping 24/7 until Christmas, stand in long lines, order tons of stuff we can't afford, argue with people on the roads, argue with people in stores, get impatient because the lines are too long. I'm like, oh my God, what we do to ourselves because it's Christmas. Do what you can do, and if you can't do it, that is okay. And if the other people don't understand that, that's on them. That's not you. You're being open and honest. Like, I need to pay my rent. I need to pay my electric, my gas. I need food in my house, right? I have bills to pay. You can't just tell your credit card company like, oh, hey, don't worry about it. I'm not going to give you any money this month because it's Christmas. You know what I mean? I'll catch up with you next month. It doesn't work that way. So by all means, do not put yourself in a hole financially just to make Christmas happen, because Christmas happens no matter what, whether there's gifts or there isn't gifts. So if you can do it, by all means, do what you want. But if you can't, then just tell everybody, say, I'm sorry, but this year, you know what? Money's tight and I'm not going to dig myself a deep hole just to make sure everybody has a gift. I'm glad we're all going to be together. I'm glad we can eat together and spend that day together. That's what means something to me. And that's what you do, okay? I know everybody feels obligated, and even if you say no gifts and everybody's like fine with that, but yet somebody decides they want to give you something, then let them just give it to you. That's on them. They want to do it. They can do it. Let them do it. Don't feel obligated to give it back or give them something or whatever, you know what I mean? So, trust. Again, it gets back to trust. Trust and believe everything's going to be okay. The holidays will go smooth. People will understand. We're going to have a great time. We're going to enjoy each other's company. We're going to enjoy some food, music maybe. Whatever you do on Christmas, whatever it may be, whether it's family, it's friends, it's bopping from house to house. I believe when I was a kid, I don't remember it per se, but I remember the stories of how everybody on my mom's family would head out at midnight and go to each person's house and just sing Christmas carols, right? It was the craziest thing, but it was fun, and that's what they did. It was their tradition. So now everybody else has their own traditions as well. So maybe do that. Create a new tradition, But yeah, Christmas should be loving and caring and kind and peaceful and just fun. It shouldn't be a stress maker. It shouldn't put people into full-blown anxiety. That's not what it's about, And of course, right now things are very tough and groceries are wicked expensive and everything is wicked expensive, and it's just, when does it stop? Who knows? But I'm praying it stops very soon. So, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So, here we go. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Meaning, keep your mind open, not to be fully cluttered and held down with anxiety and stress. Because when your mind is open, you can get messages from your angels, from your guides, your loved ones, so on and so forth. You have more clarity when you're open, When you let the stress and anxiety take over, that clarity just shuts down, and it's hard to get any intuitive messages, any feelings, any senses of whatever. So, be mindful of that. So now, of course, it's the end of the year, and we start reflecting, kind of like, oh, what kind of year has it been? And some people may say, oh my God, 2025 was horrible. All these things happened. But yet you have to look back on those horrible things and think about really how horrible they were. They may not have been that horrible, but what did it teach you? What did you learn from it? What did it take away from you that you probably weren't letting go of? Who were they taking away from you? Think about those things. All the things that happened, was it for the better? Probably was. It may not have seemed like it in the moment, but it's better to let go of things that don't serve you. Sometimes we feel so connected, so connected to something or someone, and we don't want to let go. But the universe is going, this thing or this person is not serving you anymore. It's time to let go. And some way, somehow, the universe gets in there, it gets involved and makes something happen that the separation happens. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. But yet, deep down, you probably can, right? So, keep that in mind. So really, again, look at what's been going on in your life this year. What has dissipated, what has gone away, what has changed. And look at the good things too, right? Because we don't always look at the good things. We have all these great things that happen, but for some reason as human beings, we always want to jump on all those negative things. And it's like, there's more to life than just negative. There is a balance of positive and negative, and we have to look at both sides. So, with that being said, kind of review your life this year. What has happened? Have you been sick? Have you been ill? Have you been having all these medical issues? Well, guess what? That's part of what you're going to go through. But at the same time, did you get the help you needed? Did you get better? Did it teach you something? Did it tell you something? Because, again, do you see where your life was and then you got sick and it's like, okay, could that be connected to that? Because, emotions and physical things connect, and it's just one of those things where you kind of have to see what's going on with you emotionally, why it's creating something physically, if that makes sense. Okay. So look at what's been going on this year. See what it means to you. See what you're grateful for. And then start thinking about what you want next year. Okay? And, speaking of gratitude, because even if something is bad, sometimes we have to say, thank you. Thank you for that, because that needed to happen. It kind of sucks, but it needed to happen. So here's an idea for you guys, and this is where I was talking last week about these new projects coming up. think about what you're grateful for. And as the new year is approaching, because Christmas is exactly 2 weeks away, which means the new year is 3 weeks away, think about this. Here's a little project for you. Now, that this is a different project, but I'm just talking about the glass jar itself. Mason jar, right? Simple mason jar. Some type of a jar of any sorts. And from there, you can basically get yourself like a Post-it pad and a pen and an empty jar. And starting on January 1st, every day, write down one thing that you are grateful for. And pop it into the jar. And even if you're like, I don't know what happened today, well, guess what? I'm grateful I woke up this morning. I'm grateful I'm breathing. I'm grateful I'm walking, talking, food, shelter, car, job, money, whatever. I'm grateful for the person who let me walk ahead of them. I'm grateful for the person who paid it forward to me today. I mean, anything. I'm so grateful I got to see that beautiful sunset. All those things mean something. So every day, write down something that you were grateful for and just pop it in the jar. And next New Year's Eve, December 31st of 2026, you're going to pull out your gratitude jar, okay? And read all 365 notes. I know it seems like a lot, but guess what? They're all simple sentences. I'm grateful for this happened, that happened. And if you don't want to do gratitude, talk about something great that happened that day, which again, you'd be grateful for anyway. But today was amazing because I went to lunch with my friend who I haven't seen in a long time. Today was great because I got that new job I was trying to acquire. Today was great because I received extra money I wasn't expecting. Today was great because I finally feel healthy after being sick. Today was great because, right? You get the idea. So however you want to do it. Gratitude, I'm grateful that, I'm happy today because, however you want to do it. But, sit there and read all these things. And then when you have those bad days, you're like, yeah, but all the good things that happened, right? So that's a great idea for the new year, starting January 1st. It takes a minute, right? A piece of paper, a pen or pencil, and just write something down and pop it in the jar. It takes a whole minute. Do it, okay? It helps to train the brain to be in that mode of gratitude all the time, because a lot of times we're not there. We start letting go of the gratitude and just taking everything for granted, right? So let go of the granted and go back to gratitude. Because nothing's guaranteed in life. Nothing. So always be grateful. Always. So now, of course, new year, new things. What do I want, right? So we start thinking about that. It's like, okay, new year's coming, so what do I want to do? So that's where I go with the life purpose cards. We'll pull a card for that. So I tell everybody every year, you need to, well, you should. I'm not going to say you need to because I'm not going to tell you what to do. But you should, every end of the year, set your intentions for your new year. So for myself, I do two. I do what I want to manifest for myself personally, and then what I want to manifest for myself professionally, okay? So I kind of have the business one and the personal one. And it's just a great thing to do because these are things that you want to do and you're setting the intention. And by doing this thing I'm going to show you, it kind of really physically moves things along. The more intention you put into it, the more energy that goes into it, the easier it makes things happen. Now, mind you, does things always happen? No, I've read my letter at the end of the year and gone, well, that didn't happen. And some things I've read in my letter and went, oh, thank God that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Because again, sometimes what we want and what we need are two different things. And we're like, oh my God, I want this, And then you find out when you didn't get it, it was like, oh, I'm so glad that didn't happen. Thank you. Because again, the universe knows more. So here we go. Author. That is your life purpose. Not to write books, okay? Although some of you out there, I'm sure that might be one of your things that you want to do. That's something I've done. But it's the writing, okay? So I always tell people, write your own story. What do you want out of life? This is what you're putting out there. This is the energy you're putting out there. So how we start is, sorry if I'm making noise, but I'm pulling my jar apart. Okay, so this is going to get a little loud. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. So what I want you to do is go shop and get 2 mason jars. One for gratitude, one for manifesting, okay? Just a plain, big old mason jar. All right. So now what you want to do is, these are my letters, okay? This one says business. That one says personal, okay? Now, last December, usually in between Christmas and New Year's, that's when I do it, is I open up the jar, and I still haven't read these yet, so I don't know. It's amazing how you set an intention the year before. I forget what I put on here, but I just put this whole thing together and leave it there, and then I come back to it a year later and I open it and go, oh my God, that happened, that didn't happen. But sometimes you don't want it to, but sometimes it's timing, right? We may want it like now, but the universe is like, no, we have a better plan. So it's going to happen. You just have to wait. It's not the right time. So there's many factors involved. So never get discouraged if something you write down doesn't happen. It just could be the timing, or you can just realize a year later going, oh yeah, I don't think I would want that. Right? So what you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of paper, a lined paper. This is cardstock, actually. That's what I had at the time, so that's what I used. So lined paper, cardstock, it doesn't matter, notebook paper. And on this, you're going to write my goals and dreams for 2026. I am now willing and ready to receive in the new year, and then start listing. I always say, again, when you're manifesting, don't forget self. Health, happiness, love, balance, and anything else you can think of on top of that, okay? Gratitude, compassion, understanding. Those are good things to put out there. But then, okay, yes, that's what I want to be a good person. So again, things may come up in life next year that make you look at situations differently. So instead of judging someone in a situation, you may say, oh, well, I don't know what they're going through, but that could be why they're acting or reacting the way they are. You know, because we don't know what goes on in someone's head or their situations or all those things. So instead of judging somebody for being a pain in the ass or a bitch or whatever, you know what I mean? Stop for a minute and think like, oh, something must be going on with them, right? So just be mindful of those things. But that's how they get you to get to that point of life of understanding and all that. But anyway, so you ask for all those things. So now what else do you need? Are you looking for a significant other? Are you looking to get married? Are you looking to start a business, buy a new car? Do you want to increase your finances? I always say, think of what it is you want and then why. You know, because, oh, I just want money. Okay, but why? You know, why just have a pile of money? I mean, what's the point? Money is to be used to purchase things, do things, pay for necessities, those kinds of things. So why do you just want money just to have money? I mean, yeah, is it great? Sure. You can buy whatever you need whenever you need it. But at the same time, it's like, show the universe why you want that. And when you do get that, then be grateful. The more gratitude you put out, the more that comes to you, you know. Don't ever be, it's good to ask for money for yourself, but don't be selfish to the point of asking money, but then never doing anything with it either, you know. So, you know, think about those things. So yeah, whatever you're looking to acquire, okay, whatever it may be. And your list might be this big or your list may be this big. Is it too little, too much? You put what you want. When it feels like, you know what, I think I'm good. Then you're done. So then usually what I do is I take my paper, and the best way I describe it to people is everything is written down, okay? and you fold it towards you as if you're bringing it to you. And you fold it again and you fold it again, and that's it. So after you've written your letter and you have folded it, what you then want to do is, and again, it depends on what you believe in, what you enjoy doing and whatnot. But what I have here is I have all kinds of crystals, okay? And people are like, well, which ones do you put in? I'm like, put in whatever feels right. I want to say, probably like 15 crystals here. And it's just ones I've always had in my jar, including my little friend, Fred. Fred is a carnelian skull, but he is my helper, so he goes in the jar. So basically, you just, put your crystals in there. What else I put in there is I have some money in there. I don't know why, but I have, and I did this last year, so every year I just kind of go with it. But three is all about the future. So I actually have 3 dimes and I have 3 pennies. So that's 33. So that goes in there. I have, believe it or not, a piece of a butterfly wing. It was given to me by someone. It has meaning to it, so that's why it goes in there. There's another piece of it there. I have a green heart, very beautiful. Emerald, well, it's not an actual emerald, it's green, but to me it reminds me of a gemstone of an emerald. My mom's birthday was in May and her birthstone was emerald, and I always feel like that connects with her, so that goes in there as well. And then I have some other little stones and whatnot, and you name it, it goes in there, So you can put anything you want in there. You can put Lucky Charms, you can put just your letters, you can put whatever you want to do. Put your crystals. I always put money in my jar, and yes, there's 33 cents in there, but I usually have, for the past few years, I've had a $100 bill in there. And this year, I actually got to a point where I was a little short on cash at one point this year, and I was like, that's right, I have the money in my jar, which means I never went without. And that was one of the things I know I wrote on my list, is to always have the money I need. And even though it didn't have it in my pocket, I had it in my jar. So this year I will be replacing that $100 bill with another one. But you put whatever you want. You can put a dollar bill, you can put change, you can put whatever. It's an intention. But for me, it was just always like I went from $1 to $10 to $100 because I wanted to increase my finances, because there's more things I want to do to help people and to do things for myself. And then this beautiful thing, this I love this. My daughter's friend, one of her best friends, made this for me because she knew I love sunflowers, and it's all handcrafted. And I put that in my jar, and I always put it like right in the front so you can see it. And the story of the sunflower is, sunflowers are all about light, right? So when the sun comes up in the morning, the sunflowers come up to reach the sun. They follow the sun all day. When the sun goes down, they go down. When there's days when there's no sun, because it's cloudy, rainy, whatever, they face each other. And that's what I feel like this reminds me to remember that there's always light around me, whether it's light from the universe or light from someone that I need in my life, whether it's my sister or my kids or a friend or whatever, it's there. It's always there. So that's what I do, is I put that in there. And again, you can do whatever you like. Now, as far as the jar goes, you can decorate, you can make a whole craft thing out of this. You can decorate the jar. You can paint it, decorate it, put ribbons on it. You do whatever you want. You know what I mean? It's just make it a fun little thing to do. Then your letter, okay? It goes, there we go, right in the jar, right? Put the cover. There you go. So everything is in there, okay? Now what you're going to do with this jar is you're going to put this jar outside on New Year's Eve. put it out on the door, whatever door that you normally use, okay? So if it's your back door, put it there. If it's front door, put it there. Now, if you live in an apartment and you can't put it outside your door because, well, there's too many other people around and whatnot, and you're afraid it may not be there tomorrow morning, put it in a window. Put it in a window. You know, I always say, as long as it can see the sky, see the stars, whatever's up there, you know, it's fine, okay? Because remember, this is all intention. You know, yes, we're doing a physical thing, but the intention is the biggest part. But this helps us to, like, put it into focus. So take this, put it outside your door on New Year's Eve. Say, okay, universe, here you go. This is what I want for next year. Leave it outside all night, okay? On New Year's Day, you open your door and you bring into your home all those things you're asking for. Bring it into the home. Then just put it somewhere. For me, I have this beautiful plant stand in my bedroom, and at the base is a nice base there where I put the jar right in between all the legs that hold up the other shelves of my plants. And that's where it's been sitting since last December. So this is the first time I've actually pulled it off the shelf to bring it to show you guys. So again, I'll read my letters later, just to see what transpired this year, you know, and just, like I said, leave it there, you know, just leave it there and leave it there for the whole year. Like, forget about it, out of sight, out of mind. And then next December, I will do this again, and it'll be like, oh my God, that's right, my jar. Let me go check my jar. And then that's when you take it, you open it up and you read your letter and see what happened, what didn't happen. You figure out why it didn't happen. Oh yeah, I didn't want that to happen. Like one of mine one time was like, oh, I wish that so-and-so would, you know, see things differently or whatever, or that we're still together and doing this, that, and the other. And I'm like thinking about it. We had broken up and I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm so glad that didn't happen. Because it just wasn't meant to, you know what I mean? So sometimes when you're writing these things, you know, things come up and it's like, oh yeah, no, you know, so yeah, so that's the whole deal, you know. So on New Year's Eve, you stick it outside. New Year's Day, you bring it into your home. And like I said, just let it sit until next December, which then you will redo it, okay? So in case you're forgetting, I will be posting, like on Facebook, the whole write-up of how to do a manifesting jar for the new year. So keep an eye out for that. Again, it'll be there. You can re-listen to this, whatever works. But again, the new year's coming. So what do we want for that new year? You know, and know that a lot of these things that you do want, if you want them, you know, some of the things you got to change, you know? I've had people here recently going through some really tough times, and it's like, if you want change, you got to make some changes. You know, you can't change other people, but you can change yourself. You can change your perception of what's going on. You know, so keep that in mind. Let the holidays be happy. Let them be fun and joyous, full of love. You know, it's a happy time. It's not fighting with the siblings or, you know, mom against dad or, you know, significant others and their families and fighting back and forth of who gets to see you win and it's not fair and blah, blah, blah. And oh my God, you know. And if you're doing the holidays at your house, let it be at your house and let it be the way you want it. It's your house. You get one of those people in your family who come in and start bitching and moaning about everything that's going on and, well, why are you doing this and why are you doing that and why is this one here? I don't know what'd you cook that for? I don't want to eat that. You know what? It's my house. This is what I'm doing. You can stay and enjoy it with us, or you can leave. And don't be afraid to say those things. I did that one Christmas. I had a sibling that was shooting off his mouth, and I was like, whoa, not here, not my house. It's Christmas. There's kids around. Keep your mouth shut. Done. And he was, ooh, I'm sorry. Know how to behave, okay, when you're at someone else's house. And same thing if you get invited to someone's house, because I talked about this in my daily video this morning. If you get invited to someone's house, then guess what? You don't like what's going on? You're feeling uncomfortable, out of place, feeling that negative energy just swirling around way too much, then guess what? yeah, you know what? This has been great. Thanks for inviting me, but I'm going to go home now. And then just go. Nobody's forcing you to stay. Never feel obligated. Okay? Well, my mom and dad's going to get mad if I leave my brother's house. Well, mom and dad will get over it. Okay? I'm sure they'll have something to say, but you know what? They'll get over it. And that's just it. It's like, if you're feeling like really out of sorts, then just don't do it. You know? If you wake up on Christmas Day and you're going, I'm just not feeling this, I just can't today, then don't. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health, your emotional health, you know? And if it's too overwhelming to be in a space that feels wrong to you, then by all means, don't do it. So from my heart to yours, I'm wishing you guys a great Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I will be posting a video next week, but the week of Christmas, I will not. I will be in Florida. And, you know, I could do it. And I'm like, no, why am I going to do that? I need a break. So boundaries, I'm taking a break. There's a reason why I'm on vacation. I might do a simple little daily video just for a message, but for the most part, no podcasts on the week of Christmas. So have a great night. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful Christmas. But I'll see you guys next week. I'll be posting again. And who knows what we'll talk about. It's whatever comes up. So, quick message. Here we go. Ta-da. Teaching, right? So learn how to deal with all these crazy things that happen. You know, learn to deal with what is in front of you. Learn to create boundaries. Learn to take care of yourself, as nobody else is going to do it for you, right? Take care of you. All right, guys, have a great night. I'm going to babble all night long, but I'm going to stop. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.